and burn.
Hey everyone. So today I want to discuss Ec8or's All of Us Can Be Rich. Now, this is not like an official sort of like record or EP or whatever from Ec8or. This is a compilation of, I'm guessing, what the band considered to be their most accessible tracks or their best tracks that they put together, and that was released overseas here in the West via Grand Royal, which is the Beastie Boys' old label. And I think what they were attempting to do here was they were trying to package Ec8or in the same way that they did Atari Teenage Riot, because I know once the Beastie Boys had signed the Atari Teenage Riot to Grand Royal, they were received somewhat well, at least, by people in the West, or well enough, I suppose, for them to attempt to do the same thing with Ec8or. And I really like Ec8or. Like, I love Ec8or, but I do kind of feel like Ec8or putting out like a best of compilation in order to better market themselves to a different demographic, I don't think it was going to work. And of course, here we are, 2022, and this was released back in '97 via Digital Hardcore and Grand Royal. And Ec8or never really kind of broke big the same way that the Atari Teenage Riot did as the result of them being introduced to Western audiences via signing to Grand Royal. Now, that isn't to say that this compilation, I guess it's a compilation, that's not to say that this isn't great, because if you're having a hard time finding Ec8or's records and you happen to stumble across this is sort of like a best of, I suppose. There are 14 songs on here, and some of the better known stuff's on here. Specs is a Fat Bitch is on here, for example. I Don't Want to Be a Part of This is on here. I absolutely love I Don't Want to Be a Part of This. But I don't know, it feels kind of redundant, especially for somebody like me who has everything Ec8or's released. I bought this because I remember I got it cheap at the HMV in Toronto when HMV was still around. And I figured, what the hell, buy it, because I think I got it for like $5 because they were clearing out a bunch of this sort of smaller bands and shit throughout that period, because that's where I got a lot of the DHR stuff for $5, was at the HMV in Toronto. They had this wall where they were sort of, I guess they were parting ways with a particular distributor, and this was their way of blowing out what was left of that distributor's stock. There was so much DHR stuff in there, and that's where I got this. And it wasn't until a few years later, once I really started getting into the whole DHR thing, that I found out that this was not a legit release. This was, in fact, a compilation put out by Grand Royal, hopefully hopefully trying to sell Ec8or, like I said, to a larger, different demographic. And it's cool and everything, but it's the one I never go to. It's the one I never touch, because I have all the songs on the releases that they came from. So it's cool and everything, like I said, but the word redundant comes to mind. So yeah. So I'm going to stop there. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little over 3 minutes while I discussed Ec8or's compilation from 1997, All of Us Can Be Rich. If you liked this review, don't forget to do something nice for someone. I'm going to go. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button, because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.